Welcome back to my shop. If you've been following me for a while, you might know that I occasionally like to make a bowl out of surplus segmented rings. I've always got a bunch of extras around here, and I like to take them, stack them up, and try to create something from them. Well, that's what I did with this one 2 years ago. And to be honest, I really don't like this shape. From here up, it's just fine, but I don't like the way it comes around here almost into an OG. Does not look good at all. And apparently my wife agrees because it's been sitting in a closet for 2 years now. I spotted it a couple of days ago and I thought, this is just a waste. I would not want to throw this away. I wouldn't even want to give it away. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to part it off into 2 pieces. Right above the walnut ring, there is, I believe it's a maple ring, that's just a little over 1/8 of an inch thick. So I should be able to part that off with no problem. Now to do that, I'm going to place it in my coal jaws. And to keep it from flying around when it comes apart, I'm going to put a chuck on this end of it. And I was recently asked how I get a chuck up here to not lock up while the rest of it's spinning. To do that, I have an adapter here. My adapter and this live center are both made by One Way, and you can get them with any thread that you might have for your chuck. To make it work, I just put this rod in here to keep this from spinning. Put this on the live center, and then I can put this into the chuck. So now when I put the live center into the tailstock, this will spin freely. So I should be able to put this all on the lathe, part this off here, and not have it fly all over the shop when this part comes off. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So let's go over to the lathe and see how this is going to work. And that worked very well. All right, I'm going to turn this one now, and I'll set this one aside for a later time. To clean this up, I'm just going to use my bowl gouge with the handle held very low so I can do shear cutting on here to clean this up. And then I'm just going to sand this, and I think this should turn out nicely. I'll be back to show you the results. All right, nice fine cutting like that, and I just need to sand this. I'll do that off camera, and I will be back. That's looking nice, and I think this is the smallest bowl I've ever made with a floating disc. Well, I think this turned out very well. Got another nice little Smarties bowl. It'll hold enough to share with my wife some evening as we're watching a movie. And I really like the top rim like this. This maple on top of the walnut's only about 32nd of an inch thick or thinner than that. But it does cover the walnut, so that's great. And now I have this ready to go to do another bowl. I'm going to have to create the base of it. Maybe something like this, but certainly a little wider. I want it to come around more like a standard bowl. So I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe it gave you an idea of something to do in the future. You don't have to do this on a segmented bowl, of course. You can do it on a solid bowl if you decide for some reason you just don't quite care for the shape you came up with. I know I'm going to keep this in mind for the future. So if you enjoyed this, I hope you'll click that like button. And if you didn't, then click the dislike button, but please let me know what you didn't like about it. I've got a couple of guys out there who are clicking the dislike button every time. At least I think it's the same ones. I guess they just don't like me, but that's okay. Also, if you want to help me out, share this out there. Let other people know about it. Leave a comment. I love reading your comments and I try to reply to all of them. And if you haven't subscribed before, I hope you'll consider doing that today. So until next time, have a great day in your shop and be safe. Thanks again for joining me. Bye-bye now.